Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Stories of Yonko back here with another video, and I'm here to let y'all know LeBron James is going to become the GOAT. Now, do I personally think LeBron James is the GOAT? No. Do I think that there's anything LeBron James can do to become the GOAT? No. But will he become the GOAT? It's inevitable. Why? Because of longevity and time. Now, you have a certain sector of YouTubers that are, in their late 30s, mid 40s, 50s even, that talk about Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dr. J, all these other players, right? And depending on who you ask, they'll say Michael Jordan or Kareem is the GOAT, or Wilt Chamberlain. And those guys, they're cool. But what they're not understanding is that the people that think LeBron James is the GOAT are around my age, that being mid-20s, teenagers and children. And 20 years from now, LeBron James is going to be top 5 in every category. That's what he's trying to accomplish right now. Yes, he's chasing longevity stats. But what people don't realize, in the annals of time, context gets lost. Because nobody cared about the all-time scoring record before LeBron James broke it, right? Nobody cared that Kareem had that record. Nobody. But once LeBron broke it, all of a sudden, that has to make him the GOAT, right? Right? Because we hear a new narrative every season how LeBron James is going to become the GOAT. And he never accomplishes that goal at all. But listen, LeBron James just became the 8th all-time three-point scorer, of all time. Now, we know LeBron James is not a good three-point shooter at all. He's average to below average to above average on any given night. He can light it up or he can just go 0 of 7. But the fact that he passed, Kyle Korver or something like that, Jason Terry, he passed somebody, right? He's 8th all time. Now, he also is a leader in steals. But guess what? He also just became the all-time leader in turnovers. So, there's some pushback 20 years later when we can use that. But the fact that he's going to try or attempt to become top 5 in every single category. So 20 years later, when people are saying, oh, who's the GOAT? All those little kids are going to be in their 20s. All the people in their teenage years are going to be in their 30s. All those people right now that are in their mid-20s, late 20s, are going to be in their 40s. You feel me? They're going to take over the old guard. The old guard is going to age out. These guys are going to be focused on, health insurance and being old and stuff like that. Whatever old people do, stuff that my grandma does, right? And they're not going to be concerned about, whether if Michael Jordan is the GOAT or whether if LeBron's the GOAT. They're not even going to be on YouTube anymore. They're going to be retired. They're not even going to be in the conversation anymore. So all that's going to be left over are LeBron James meat riders. Those are going to be the only people that's left over. Sure, you're going to have people like myself that's going to keep it real and honest, because y'all know how I do. But you're going to have all these little kids that are going to become grown adults. They only grew up watching LeBron James. They didn't grow up watching Michael Jordan. They're not going to watch The Last Dance because by then the LeBron James documentary is going to be out. And all it's going to do is just highlight, all this other stuff, right? But this is what I'm talking about, how he's going to become the GOAT. He's not going to become the GOAT because he's actually going to have the accolades to say that he's the GOAT. He's going to become the GOAT because he's chasing longevity stats. And those stats are going to have no context years down the road when all these other guys that are going to be able to give it context are all aged out. The ticket TVs, they're going to be gone. The Skip Baylesses, he's going to be gone. All these guys that keep it real, all these guys that know who LeBron James is, that give context to his career, they're going to be gone. You're going to have some people like me that are still around, but you're not going to have the guys that are firmly standing on business and has watched LeBron James throughout his entire career, that also grew up watching Michael Jordan, that also caught a little bit of Kareem. You feel me? Those guys are not going to be around anymore. They're going to be gone. So there's nobody to take up for Michael Jordan. There's nobody to take up for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Do you ever hear anybody mention Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the GOAT debate? People just put Kobe, they put LeBron, they put MJ. And MJ is going to be the next Kareem. Not because he deserves it, but because he's going to get lost in the conversation, because it's just going to be LeBron. And then you're going to have another player that emerges that's going to be competing with LeBron James for the quote unquote GOAT title. Because look, we got to understand a lot of the stuff that goes on in the NBA is all marketing. It's all, money. And you got to make it seem like the thing that's now is greater than the thing of old. People still honor Michael Jordan, They still honor Michael Jordan because we're still in the present day. Michael Jordan's in his 50s. And it's like he's still here. But when Michael Jordan gets in his 20 years from now, Michael Jordan's going to be 70 something. You feel me? Like, people are not going to be thinking about Michael Jordan. People are not going to be mentioning how great he was. He's going to get, not say lost, but a lot of the stuff that he's done, his exploits are going to be completely watered down and diminished because he's not top 5 in every category, such as a LeBron James by then. All people are going to say, well, how come Jordan isn't top 5 in all these things? People are not going to remember how LeBron James stayed in the league for probably fucking 27 years to get all these stats. They're just going to say he's top this, he's top that, he's here, right? And he did longer than anybody else. And another note, I know a lot of people, and I'm going to put allegedly, seem to be naive about how LeBron James is able to still play at this level. Now, I don't have any proof. That's why I'm saying allegedly. But I think a lot of people are gullible and would believe that, no, LeBron James hasn't, had any supplements to aid him in making it this far in his career. It's just all this, a lot of people take everything at face value or believe what they want to believe because ignorance is extremely bliss. It is. You're able to function a lot better when you don't have the cold hard truth staring you in your face. Now, do I think LeBron James has taken any supplements? Allegedly, yes. And it is what it is. That's what I believe. I work out 6 days a week. I am very knowledgeable when it comes to things like that, more than the average person. Of course, the average person thinks The Rock is natural. The average person thinks Michael B. Jordan is natural, or he's natural when he's doing these movies. So the average person is pretty much a jackass and stupid. So I'm just being real. It doesn't take away from how great he is because he's still doing it at this level, but it puts into a lot of context Miami, Cleveland, you feel me? Even still, early days in LA, it puts into context why he's able to still play at this level. So instead of just saying year 21, let's just appreciate him, but we're just not going to extol him because it's LeBron James the only person that's doing it? Absolutely not. No. No. But it's we can't just keep acting like this guy is just the greatest of all time. He doesn't have to be the GOAT, but will he become the GOAT? Absolutely, because there's not going to be anybody else around to defend Michael Jordan. There's not going to be anybody else around to defend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain. There's not going to be any of these guys around anymore. They're going to age out. So LeBron James, 20 years from now, 15, 18 years from now, whenever, he's going to become the GOAT. Because all the people that are praising Michael Jordan now, say y'all saw the game, the All-Star game in Utah. Well, not Utah. I'm referencing something else different, right? I'm thinking about the top 75. My bad. The top 75 when Michael Jordan came out in LeBron James's own house of Cleveland, by the way. And you know, guess who got the most cheers? It was Michael Jordan. They're going to treat LeBron James how they treat Michael Jordan now. Now, Michael Jordan's name is always going to live on because of the Jordan brand. And it's just, you're just going to have some people like me that remember him and that extol him. But the GOAT debate, Michael Jordan is going to lose it in the long run because, you know, who's going to defend him? Who's going to talk about Michael Jordan? They're just going to say LeBron James, all-time leading scorer, LeBron James. And plus, they're going to look back. They're going to make everything LeBron James went through seem like it was like the bubble ring. You feel me? People are saying now, oh, it's the hardest ring to win and all. So imagine 20 years from now. Oh, man, the world was on fire. You feel me? The world was on fire. And, you know, like these guys had to sacrifice to be there. And, you know, it was the toughest challenge of any single finals or anything like that. Jimmy Butler was this amazing player, which he is, but Jimmy Butler was just like Michael Jordan himself, and LeBron James and Anthony Davis had to take him down. It's going to be some BS like that, but they're always going to throw some razzle dazzle on it. But, you know, and then when it comes time, when LeBron James or whoever is making a case for being the GOAT, they're going to say, well, you know, LeBron James didn't do this. LeBron James didn't do that. And they're going to try to build the next quote unquote GOAT. It's all about marketing, man. So when you guys see them getting on their knees for LeBron James, just know that that's just how the NBA works. It's a revolving door, and anybody in this generation can become the GOAT, can be better than Michael Jordan, can be better than LeBron James. We just got to see it over time. Do I think that scoring record will be broken? No. But look, man, he's going to become the GOAT, unfortunately. So y'all got to keep these legends, keep their name alive. You know, if you're around my age, if, you know, you younger than me, you got to keep these guys' name alive, because in the history, like, people don't even talk about Kareem. You feel me? People don't even talk about Kareem at all. So, listen, keep these guys' names alive. I'm stressing that to you, because years from now, it's just going to be about LeBron. Years from now, they're going to make every single player that LeBron James played against seem like the toughest opponent of all time. So, and when the documentary comes out, it's going to be vintage as hell. You feel me? It's going to have black and white and all kinds of shit. It's going to be in 760p. Like, you know, it's going to be in slow motion, like with the Michael Jordan stuff. Like, it's going to be all kinds of stuff. We might have flying cars by then. But that's all I got to say. You know, once again, I can't stress this enough. Keep Kareem's name alive. Keep Magic Johnson's name alive. Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan. Keep these guys' names alive so they don't die off. Because whenever they're actually gone physically, only we can talk about how great they were. Only we, the people that not necessarily watched them play, but we have the knowledge of what they did 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you know? At whatever point in time, we have the knowledge to say, okay, yeah, this is what my parents saw. And I got to see The Last Dance. I got to see all these documentaries as well. And I got to see these guys live in the flesh. That these guys were really like that. So that's all I got to say. LeBron James is going to become the GOAT, unfortunately. Longevity stats, bunch of bullshit. Hey, it is what it is. Peace.